So when I started building my app, I thought it was about learning how to code because technically you cannot have a business or you cannot be an entrepreneur without having a product, without learning the ability to build your product. But over time, I realized that the success of your product is not exactly what you're building, it's also everything surrounding it. Yes, user experience, user interface, coding, functionality, it's all important. But if your product is not out there with people who want to actively use it or are not within reach of people who would actively use it, there is absolutely no market for you to grow in. So as I progress with my app update, I start to learn a lot of things. For starters, building apps isn't just learning how to code, right? It's about everything around it. I have to develop skills in marketing, in customer feedback, regular updates, UI, UX updates, everything related to building the application to actually making sure I'm visible. Now, I realize that as a beginner, it's a long process to get the app out, and it's not as easy as a lot of these gurus out there or a lot of these success stories out there say it is. It's a long process. It's not just you solving your needs, because to be honest, when you're trying to build your product, you should try to orient it towards you as the ideal customer. Like I said, it's not about solving your needs, it's about solving your audience's need as well. And people are diverse, there's so much variety. What fulfills your needs doesn't necessarily mean you're fulfilling the other person's needs, which can be within your audience. It's great to be your own target audience, but you need to have a second or even a third opinion on why your app can bring value to people at all. Right now, at this stage, I'm still building the app. I don't have customer feedback. It's been about a month since I got the MVP done, but I realized there isn't a way to upgrade and iterate over what I built. Being a beginner in such uncharted territories is a big issue. The only way that I have so far been able to enhance my knowledge was through AI, coding practice, using ChatGPT, and all of that. And to be honest, I come across a lot of these success stories that I watch on YouTube about how these guys literally used crutches to become a better version of what they have. Like, for example, using ChatGPT, just spamming the error codes, debugs, and issues that you want to solve in your product, and then enact those issues. And I'm thinking, well, why can't I be a person who does that too? So, to give you guys an idea, to give you guys just an idea, I'm going to gloss over what I have experienced so far in coding, marketing, customer feedback, updates, and what being a beginner truly feels like. So let me just give you a part one. The reality of building app, that it's a myth that coding is the only skill you need. The reality is it's a bunch of steps you need to understand. You have a whole ecosystem that you have to build. And unfortunately, I've also come to realize that everyone has their own ecosystem. There really isn't a way for you to copy someone else's ecosystem, because the thing is, ecosystems work very differently for every person. The only different thing is how they make it better or how they came to the conclusion that it's the best for them. For me, it's not about just solving the problem. I need to also understand my audience to have a problem in the first place. Is my app even worth it? Is it worth trying to even build at all? I need to understand through second and third opinions, not just my own. Another issue that I have been facing is marketing. The internet is huge, but also so immensely noisy. Simply releasing an app is not enough anymore. I've come to realize that if you really want to get users, you have to make sure that people are grabbing attention to your app. How does that work? Google Ads, Facebook Ads, TikTok, Instagram. Reach out to communities through marketing, through different marketing strategies. Unfortunately, I'm not a marketer. I don't know how to do all this. All I know is that there are tools out there. Push your content out to people that would need it. But how does it do that? Not exactly something I know. Now, there are different ways to market it. And obviously, the best way is never really one way, right? It's a bunch of things, or it could be one thing that you like to do, or in my case, what I like to try. But I think one effective way of marketing, or the best effective way of marketing, is essentially storytelling. You're trying to sell the problem and make them attract the solution. Another thing I was constantly struggling with is the backend. When it comes to web apps, it's very simple to get the backend working. It's just connecting Supabase or Firebase Studio or any other backend software that exists that helps you collect data and enhance your storage experience. I'm not sure exactly. Roark really wasn't useful. I've come to realize that my application may be a bit complicated to build than I thought it would be originally, because there's a lot of logical iterations I have to run, and databases, servers, keeping everything reliable, consistent, and fast. It's a bit hard to maintain all of that for a short MVP. Another thing that I want to emphasize is that backend is very crucial for trust. Customers need to know that their data is not being exploited, and I'm not able to ensure that is out there. No app really is ever done at launch. You need testers, you need people to ensure and give you feedback on things that are actually working. The way startups would usually want to do for the most effective success long term is launch, get feedback, fix from the feedbacks, upgrade, and replace. Right now, I'm still stuck at the part where I'm launching. This is the part where the importance of listening to users is very crucial. My own ideas are not going to work. Now, to be honest with you, I have no idea how my roadmap is going to look like from here on out. I do have so many ideas, features I want to try to implement, sharing grocery lists with other users in your family, comparing your grocery lists over time to check whether, the app, to check what changed and why your bills are different over time. Try to build in more friendly interfaces. Make sure it's gamified in a way that helps users feel really useful. I'm very ambitious about this, but it's really hard to imagine where I'm going with this considering it's my first time. And most likely I'll fail. Unfortunately, I have to fail a couple of times to understand what my issue is. And to be really honest with you, I feel like I'm already failing in terms of my first app in itself because I am wasting time and not getting my things out there, my application. I'm not able to get my application out there, which means I'm not getting feedback, which means I'm not able to upgrade my app, which essentially means no users. Success long term, as far as I have come across, is about growing your user database, regardless of how you do it. Now, just to wrap up, because this is going to be a really short video, I didn't exactly have much progress to show up on. Building an app is not really just a technical project, unfortunately. It's a human project. I'm trying to build for people, and that kind of means you need to know a lot more than just coding. That implies marketing, feedback, and honestly, a lot of constant learning. What that means is that interact with my app. I hope when I launch my thing finally, because I'm actually going to put a real deadline to my project, I'm going to get the MVP out there, published on the Apple Store as soon as possible. I want your guys' feedback on how I can improve it. If you guys are looking for something specific, please do drop a comment. I'd love to hear your experience. If you're also interested in being a tester, also, I would love advice and your interaction. Please do stay with me on my journey. It's going to be a hard and rough road, but I do think I have some faith in myself in getting things out there and trying to understand where I'm going with this.